99% of the men kill attraction with women because they text her showing over-eagerness. They're double texting her, they're over-investing, they're asking her boring questions like how was your day, what's up, what's going on, good morning, being super predictable. You think you're being nice, तुम्हें लगता है तुम consistency से अपने efforts दिखा रहे हो, but the girl feels that this guy does not have any masculine polarity. He's not making me feel anything. There's no emotional depth in the conversation. It's just a logical, boring conversation. But today what I'm going to reveal is my flirt framework, which has helped thousands of men set 2 to 3 dates in the past decade. And not only that, the best part, I'm going to do a masterclass this week and you're invited. It's an exclusive invite-only masterclass with 500 slots only. Click the pinned comment, sign up for the masterclass. Over there, I'm going to show you the flirt framework in application, so you know exactly how you can steal those lines and set dates for yourself. Hello bro, my name is Arnav and I've been a dating coach for the past decade, helping men like yourself get into a fulfilling relationship that you deserve. So if you're single, consider clicking the subscribe button. So today I want to talk about how to flirt with a girl over text. 99% of the Indian men are making this mistake. The mistake is that they're being denoted as super nice. Why is that? Let me explain. Now the x-axis here denotes effort and the y-axis here denotes impact. Most guys think कि मेरे को match आए, the girl wants a guy जो invest करे, जो consistent रहे अपने efforts के साथ. So let me just try to be consistent. Let me just try to text her more and more. Let me take this conversation. और इस conversation को forward ले जाने के लिए मुझे ही उससे सवाल पूछने पड़ेंगे. That is a wrong mindset to have. What happens is you're high effort and you're low impact. You're a nice guy. Now what happens when you text like that? You text with a high effort because you're texting her every day, you're texting her day and night, but the impact is extremely low. Why is the impact extremely low? Because you're texting her too much that your value significantly drops and you fall into the nice guy texting frame. Now the nice guy texting frame is going to get you flaked at the last moment because the girl is going to know this guy is always going to be available. अभी मैं इसको text नहीं करूँगी, इसका कल भी text आने वाला है. No matter what I do, he's going to be there. He's a nice guy for me. So you lose value and probably you're going to get flaked at the last moment. So if that has ever happened to you, remember this, you're falling in the nice guy frame. Now the next thing I want to talk about is low effort and low impact. Now this is what gets you ghosted. So you decide, okay, I'm going to text the girl maybe in 2-3 days, once or twice, and I'm going to try and set a date. अब इसमें क्या होता है, the girl feels that, okay, this guy probably does not desire me. He just wants to maybe meet me as a friend, or maybe he's doing it out of obligation, or maybe he's doing it because he just wants to get in my pants. Now, because she does not feel desire, she does not feel that the guy actually wants to get to know her, she's going to ghost you at the last moment because she's also not going to be so eager for the date. She's not going to be excited for the date. Now, let's talk about the please go out with me vibe. This is high effort and high impact. This is where a guy is putting a lot of effort. He's texting a girl each day. He's the one who's always fixing the plans. The girl is just coming out and she's being the passenger over there. Now, high effort, high impact. You might think this is high impact, but there is a better way. Now, the guys who are falling in this category, they're thinking that I'm getting the girl out on a date, but I just have to put a lot of effort each time I have to get her out. So there's no reciprocation. The girl is not asking you out. You're asking the girl out continuously. And I've seen this with a lot of my clients as well. Initially, this is the phase for most men. Most men transition from nice guy to please go out with me, and then finally to the flirt vibe. Now the flirt vibe is the framework that I've created. It's called the flirt framework, which I'm going to explain to you. And once you use the flirt framework, your results in terms of setting up dates is going to skyrocket. So for the flirt vibe, you need to use the flirt framework, and flirt vibe is generally low effort, high impact. This is where each one of your texts is strategically placed to build comfort with the girl, only enough comfort so that she comes out on a date with you. Now my objective before I create the flirt framework was, I want a framework that works with each one of my clients and get them mind-blowing results so they don't have to think, oh, this girl is a little different, this girl is a little different. It should cut the overthinking process when it comes to texting a woman. I don't want you to take my word for it. Check out what these people have to say.
Never. This was literally what I would call a first date.
I felt so happy and I felt even more confident. Then I dropped it in that agar, then I went and approached even 5 more.
Yeah, मेरे को बिलीव नहीं हुआ कि सामने से मैसेज आ रहा है सुबह कि डेट पे चलते हैं, फिर वो वाला अच्छा था मतलब.
Hey bro, I want to exclusively invite you in my masterclass, which is happening next week. All you need to do is click the pinned comment and sign up with your full name, your email address and your phone number. Now this masterclass is an exclusive invite-only masterclass, which means once you sign up, our team is going to get in touch with you and invite you exclusively to attend that masterclass. In that masterclass, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to use the flirt framework working in action. I'm also going to do a lot of case studies, a lot of infield breakdowns of the latest infields that we have acquired. And this is going to help you level up your game and find a girlfriend in the next 7 days. So if you're serious about changing your dating life, click the pinned comment and sign up right now. So let's talk about the flirt framework. The F of the FLIRT framework means framing the opening line. You match with a girl in an online dating application, you have to frame an opening line over there. आपको एक opening line, एक opening conversation starter वहाँ पे डालना पड़ेगा. Don't go with hey, what's up? Don't go with generic stuff. Because your opener sets the emotional temperature and you need to set it high. Let me explain. Avoid generic intros like hey, what's up? Because एक बार आप एक लड़की से match करते हैं and you're doing the same thing which 99% of the other guys are doing on a dating app, what is going to happen is she's automatically going to put you in that category. Once she puts you in that category, her interest level is going to drop down because she's getting those messages from 99% of the other guys as well. So there's nothing different. I would even go as far as to recommend use emotionally playful starters from her pictures or her bio. If she has written something interesting in her bio, you can start by that. It makes you seem more authentic because you're not copying something off the internet, and it's also more personalized. If she has pictures going outside, you can talk about that scenic beauty, you can talk about that location, you can talk about that event as well, you can talk about her trip. So what I mean to say, if you're matching with a girl on an online dating application, you need to be the guy who disrupts her inbox vibe, which means that message should definitely stand out. I'm going to give you two of my messages as well. The first one, better cancel your plans this weekend, your future's here. Now think about my openers, it's a little narcissistic. You have to expect the girl to give you a shit test, and if you want to watch a video on shit test or how girls test you, click over here, I'll add a link over here. Now understand, this one can seem a little bit more narcissistic. If you're a guy who's on the nicer side, what you can also do is you can say, this convo may cause dopamine overload, reply responsibly. Now this is a little bit different than what 99% of the guys are actually texting her. What 99% of the guys are texting her is, hey beautiful, hey cutie, hey what's up, how are you doing, what's going on, what do you do, want to hang out, let's go to a hotel. All of those texts versus this kind of a text. So what this does is it separates you from the masses, and once you are separated, the girl starts giving you more value and more attention. So that is for framing the opening line. You need to start with masculine mischief and make her curious, not comfortable. Always remember that when you're framing the opening line. Start with masculine mischief, be dominant, be a little masculine, be a little narcissistic in your opener. Make her curious, but not feeling comfortable. Now the L in the FLIRT framework stands for leveraging compliments. This is also where a lot of men go wrong, especially when they're leveraging a compliment. They think about the most unique thing to say. How can I tell the girl that she's beautiful, she's gorgeous? And those compliments don't really work because 99% of the other men are also giving her those compliments. So किस तरीके के तुम्हें compliments देने चाहिए? Now you need to understand that generic praise is noise. Targeted praise is a weapon. So if you're generally praising the girl like you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, oh, black really suits you, all of that is going to be considered as noise because that's what 99% of the other guys are also saying. So you need to have strategic and targeted compliments. Let me explain. Compliment something unique, not about her looks. Because तुम जितना भी creative हो जाओ, you can think about, oh, I'm going to think about the most creative message when it comes to that girl's looks. I'm sure she would have gotten that 100 times before. If she has gotten that 100 times before, it's not a valuable thing. Anything that is abundant is not that valuable. Instead, what you should do in this is tie compliments to identity and not her appearance. Let me explain. You can text her, you've got that CEO energy, and I love it. Now, rather than telling a girl that she looks beautiful, I would say, you seem to have a calm and a peaceful vibe. That is basically me complimenting her on her identity rather than just her appearance. Now, if you match with a girl and she has beautiful travel pictures, that travel pic, you look like the main character, respect. Something like that can be a compliment. Now, you need to understand these compliments, you're admiring the girl, but you're not placing her on a pedestal. With these compliments, you're sort of leaving it a little vague. Use what I like to call the alpha admiration rule. Only compliment what she chose and never compliment what she was born with. Now, once you've given the girl a compliment, she starts feeling good about herself. She starts feeling those positive emotions, and it's very important. For the next step, you interrogate her beyond generic questions, and that is what the I in the FLIRT framework stands for. Now, why is I so important? Because always remember that surface level guys are surface level questions. So if you ask a girl, hey, what's up? How are you? What's going on? She's going to feel that it's a surface level question, and she's going to have an automatic response to it, which will not allow your conversation to go forward. Matlab, she's going to respond to it probably with an automatic text like, hey, how are you? I'm fine. It's very important for your questions to make her feel emotionally seen. Once she feels that she's emotionally seen, she gets emotionally attracted and invested in that conversation. Now, I want you to think about it. 99% of the conversations are going extremely logical without any emotional depth, while this conversation has emotional depth. Plus, it's different than 99% of the other conversations. Which one is the girl gonna pick? The girl is gonna pick, of course, the second one. And if you want to learn more about this, that's why I'm doing the masterclass. Would recommend you click the pinned comment and sign up for the masterclass before the slots run out. Now you might be thinking कि अगर ये conversation इतनी emotional होने वाली है, how is it gonna be flirty? You need to let her express depth while keeping it flirty. You cannot go that deep into her mindset, into her social conditioning, into her upbringing. Always remember, this is the first conversation that you're having. So avoid questions like how are you, what are you up to, what are you doing tonight? And instead ask her, what's the one thing you have done that would impress the 15-year-old you? Or maybe, what's the weirdest compliment that you've ever gotten? Now, these kind of questions help tap her emotional mind, so she's going to be emotionally invested in the conversation. This is what I like to call depth teasing. Basically, what you do is you touch the feels and then you flip it to be playful. That's exactly what you should do if you want to get the girl attracted to you, especially on an online dating application. Next, we're going to proceed to R, which is called relating through messages. Now, this is where you're going to text her and you're going to relate with whatever she responded to your eye. Flirting is a shared experience and it's not a scripted performance. Remember that. So this is where you need to be yourself. You need to just have a conversation. This is where you need to have a little bit of a banter in the conversation, and this is going to be separate for each girl. So for example, if I asked her what's the weirdest compliment that she's ever got, and she says, someone told me your skin has a youthful glow, I would say, that's interesting. What's your skincare like? Now with this, I'm relating with her through messages. I'm talking about the same thing that she was talking about, so it's more relatable and she's more likely to invest in that. You can do that, or you can drop your shared stories that feel spontaneous. Makes her feel that you guys have some shared stories. You guys have some stories that are relatable. Or what you can also do when you want to relate with her through messages is you can tease her, and you can tease her through a connection. Let me explain. You cook when stressed. I do leg day when I'm angry. Same coping, different chaos. Now what you're doing over here is you're using the echo and elevate technique. You match with her and then you raise the vibe. What that means is you're texting her, you're relating with her through text, you're sharing your own personal stories, you're making it flirty, you're making it sort of match the vibe, you're relating with her on her shared stories so that she sees you not as a guy on an online dating app, but as a real human being. And for the last step in the flirt framework, teasing out a yes ladder. Every yes is a mini spike in connection. Before you ask her out for a date, the more yeses you can stack, the better it is, because it's going to be more likely that she's going to say yes for a date with you. First thing is you ask easy agreeables first. Do you like coffee? Do you like wine? Yes. Once she starts saying yes, you stack it up. The next thing that you can do is you can also build a fun hypothetical situation. And the third and the last thing is you lead naturally into the meetup. For example, do you like wine? She says yes. We should grab some together. What's your schedule like for this week? Now she tells you her schedule. Now once she tells you her schedule, the next thing that you can do is you can be like, how about this Saturday evening? Let's grab a bottle of wine together. Now you can use this with coffee, you can use this with wine. What I've found out, coffee is a safer option because most girls say yes to it. If a girl says no, what you can do is you can just flip it. For example, if you ask her, do you like wine? She says no. Coffee works then, we should grab some together. Now with that, what you're doing, you're building a micro yes momentum, and tiny yeses build up a confident date close. So make sure that you're getting those tiny yeses before you actually ask her out for the date. Now after following the flirt framework, you're not going to get ghosted because girls are going to be more excited to go out on a date with you. You're not going to be treated as a nice guy or fall into the friend zone, and you're not going to have a vibe, please go out with me. Instead, you're going to have a vibe where two cool people are meeting. So if you want to learn more about the flirt framework, if you want to see the flirt framework working in action, click the pinned comment below and sign up for the masterclass. Over there, I'm going to share my personal case studies with flirt framework. And it's going to blow your mind how easy it is to actually set a date within 3 days after matching with a girl on an online dating application.